Good morning students. So today I am going to discuss about the Python program of the loop. As I am discussing about the loop, different type of loop implementation with a loop. There are the different type of conditional phase also I have shown you, that how we can use the conditional part, how you can use the loop, and using the loop how you can iterate the particular thing, how we can make the particular thing to be workable. So this the working with a loop, this the working with the structure of the loop. There are the different types of loop as for loop, if loop, while loop, do while loop. So a lot of different patterns of loops are there, and we can use the loop as per the requirement of the particular program. So as I have said you also, that we don't have any hard and fast rules that if I use an if loop I have to use only if loop, or if I use an for loop then I have to use a for loop. Which the loop you find convenient for the particular program, you can use it. Okay, so let us see what are the program do you have for today's. Now student, see this particular program. In this particular program what we have, you see here that I equals to 20. So the value of I has been taken 20. When the value of I has been taken 20, then in this particular value of I has been taken 20, we can find it that if I is less than equals to 15. Okay, so if only if else statement has been used when the value of I is taken, that this is less than 15, then in this particular one, see here there are two statement has been taken. One is what, I is smaller than 15, and print I am in if block. Okay, else if it has taken, so with an else you can see it that this particular else is there, and in this else what we are finding it here that else I is greater than 15, I am in else block, and if nothing is there, then what, I am this also going to, that means what you can find here, that if part and else part will work. After working the if and else part, then it will work with this particular section also. Okay, so as it is working with this section, we can find it how this particular work can be implemented. A very simple and very easy means program where we have only an if and else, and after if and else there will be one condition. That means all the condition you can see here, they are valid here. Okay, all the condition is valid here. Valid means in this sense I am saying that if you are having if greater if less than I is less than 15, then these two will come, then it will come to the else statement, and else statement it will find it is not working, then what it will do, it will come to the last part where it will going to print out that. So let us see what is the output that it will going to give to us. So now see the output, see this particular output, what the output is there, that I is greater than 15. Okay, I is greater than 15, I is in else block, and I am not in if or not in else block. That means what you can find, the first statement it has worked, and when it has worked in the first statement, then the first part it has been working with this in this particular first part, it will going to work on this particular first section, and after it work in the first section, what we can see here that I am the last part else is there. The else is what, this particular else part will also going to be implemented. Okay, if and after the else part there is what, the thing will not going to have the particular thing, that the last else part that will going to find, and that will going to work here. So this is how you can find it, the particular program will execute, and executing this program we will going to have a certain pattern of executional phase or execution value from this program. So let us see what is the next program we do have. So now see the next program. In this particular program, so in this particular program what you can see, that in this program you are having a loop. Loop is what, that as I have said you, there is a nested loop, isn't it? So nested if loop, that means under one if there can be many if are there, and many else can be there, and in the else portion also it can happen in this way. Nested if loop is there. So in this particular nested if, you see that I have taken the three values, the value of a input enter the first number, value of b, input enter the second number, value of c, input enter the third number. Then if a greater than 0, then if it is true, then it will come to the next part. If b greater than 0, if it is true, it will come to the next part. If c greater than 0, then what, sum equals to a plus b plus c. So print sum of all three positive number is s. If this is not true, that means if this particular condition is not satisfying, that it will come to the else part, all are not positive number. Then here also this is the else of this particular portion, so else the all the things are not in positive number, and there also you find it is in the next particular portion. So this is what you can find it, that the thing will going to work and thing will going to implement in this way. Okay, so as we are implementing this, as we are making this particular structure, what we are having, we are finding it that this the particular structure what we are conducting and we are making it, this is what, this is the nested loop that we are doing it. Okay, nested if loop, nested if loop that we are doing, that means under one if there are many if condition has been implemented. Okay, so under one if, that means under the true part only, we are having many other if to be implemented there. How many if we have implemented here? Only two more if we have implemented here. We can implement as per as our requirement. If you are giving c d all these things, so as per as our requirement. But one thing that you can see from this loop, that if you are doing in this particular pattern or this particular way, this particular nested if will going to have what, nested if will going to have the structures there, where it will be the program size, the execution phase of the program pattern will be a very big, isn't it? So since that this pattern of nested if, what we can see it, that the program structures is been increasing. As the program structure is increasing, we can find it that how the particular work can be conducted. That means you can do the program in this way, you will have an execution in this manner, but what ultimately you find that ultimately the program is been increased here. You find here that how the particular structure of the program is been constructed and how they are being worked in this particular area. Okay, so if then you can find it another if condition is there, and then you can find it another if condition is there. So what is that? S equals to a plus b plus c. So this has been implemented, and as it has been implemented in this way, let us see what is the value it will going to have during the time of executions. Now see here, when I have executed the program, it has asked some value. So first value, enter the first value. Suppose first value I give 5. Then the second value, enter the second value 6. Suppose third value I give 98. Okay, so it is now in this particular area. Now suppose this particular thing, let us run the program again. Now you see, as I have run the program again, in this particular one, first number, suppose first number 65, second number suppose I give here -5, and third number suppose I give here 45. So what it is writing, all the number is not positive, isn't it? So there you can find it, there you can see that how this particular structures is been working, and how this particular structures is been accumulated. Okay, so those the structures what we find that will going to accumulate, that will going to work on it in this particular scenario, in this particular part we have this structure. That means, so what the logic we have given, what the part of the logic that we find, that each and every part of the logic is there, that is been implemented, that is been worked in this particular way, and in this particular frame, in this particular structure. Okay, so this is what we can see, that how the program is executing, and how we can find the program will going to give the output, and program will going to make the output. Clear? So this is the sectional part, this is the part where we have in this particular order. So let us see the next program, what the next program is there, and how we can execute that particular next program. Now next see the another program. In this particular program, what you have, they see the program very nicely. In this particular program that we are having the structures, and we are making the structures. How I have taken here the three values. The value A input, enter the first number, B input, enter the second number, and C input, enter the third number. So when it has been done, after that you can see here what it has been done. If A is greater than 0, okay, A is greater than 0, or A is greater than B is greater than 0, and C is greater than 0, then it will going to add all the thing. And if it is not so, what it will say, all number is not positive. That means what it is doing here, see, if condition is there, if A is greater, so one line expression of nested if is done here. So A is greater than 0, then what I have used here, one logical condition, or that means either of the value will be true if A is greater than 0 or A, B is greater than 0. Okay, and C should be greater than 0. That means if anybody gives the C's value less than 0, then it will say on all the number is not positive. But if the B value or A value is negative, then it will take it and it will going to work on it. Or means what, either of the condition is satisfied. When either of the condition is satisfied, this the particular conditional form, this the particular conditional structures, what it will going to have, you can find it that how the particular structures, how the particular form will going to execute, isn't it, how the particular form will going to implement. So as the form will going to implement in this particular format, in this particular form, that we have a different pattern of structures, we have a different type of structures, isn't it. So all these particular structures that we find, all these particular structures what we have, that in this particular structures we will going to have a data frame, we will going to have a data series, and as we are having the data series, those the data series will going to implement in this way, isn't it. So these the data structures, this is the data part that we are using. What we are using here, we are using here some logical statement with the condition, with the if condition, some logical statement has been used, and using that logical statement we are implementing this, and we are having this particular structures, and we are working on this particular structures. So as we are working on this particular structures, that you can find it, that you will going to have the structures to be constructed, to be familiarized in this particular manner. So as we find it to be familiarized in this manner, so we will going to have the pattern, we will going to have the frame. So let us see what is the output that we can construct from this particular area. Okay, what is the output that can be constructed from this particular area? Let us see it. Now see here, it has asked the first value. Let us give the first value. What we say, that first value can be a negative number. Okay, so suppose I am giving the first value, suppose minus 55. Second value I am giving suppose 80. Third value I am giving suppose 99. So what it is doing, it is saying, see, though I have given the first value negative and other value is positive, what it is saying, sum of all three positive number. Why? Because there is an or condition has been given between A and B, that means first value or second value, either of the value can be positive. Okay, there is no condition I have given there that both all the three things should be positive. What has been given, that either of the condition is positive. So when either of the condition is positive, this particular condition, this particular part will going to implement. So it is showing you that all the value is positive. So when all the value is positive, that means there you will going to have the structures, you will going to make the particular structure in this particular way. So let us run the program again and see the next part. Now see the next portion. What you can see in this particular next portion, that it has asked the value. Now you see the thing. Suppose I give here 866, then I give here 58, and next one suppose C I give minus 74. Okay, so what it is written, the sum of the all positive number is 50. Okay, so there what it is doing, it is taking the particular value of that particular word. Taking those value of the particular word, what it has done, it has find out what is the ultimate value that has been calculated here. Clear. So this is the thing what it is showing. That means it is showing us that in each of the cases when you are giving the values either of the negative, that means this value and that value, both the value to be satisfied. So when you find that those the values to be satisfied, in this particular value what we are having, we are finding that each and every value, each and every part of this value will be correlate with each other, and after correlating with each other they will going to give a certain pattern of output. Okay, now let us see the next program. Now dear students, see the next program. In this program what you can find that I have taken the three values. Now from these three values I want to find out the largest. So what has been done here, say A input, enter the first value, B equals to input, enter the value of B, and C input, enter the value of C. That means the third value is to be inputted. So after the thing has been inputted, what we can see here, if A is greater than B, if you find the value of A is greater than B, if it is true, then it will come to the next if position. If A is greater than C, that who is the largest, then A is the largest, else then Y, else if it is not so, then C will be the largest, C is the largest. So this is one set of if else. Okay, and now under the false condition, if A is greater than equals to B, if this is not true, then it will come to the next area. See what is the area in the else part. Then when it come in the else part, what we find it that if B is greater than equals to C, then B is the largest, else C is the largest. So this is what you can see here, that when you are having the particular form, when you are giving this particular structure, in this particular structure what we have a nested loop. Now this particular nested loop not only in the true case, it is also implemented in the false case. Okay, so nested loop also implemented in a false case. That means in both in the true and false case the nested loop has been used. Okay, so in the first case what happened, if A greater than equals to B, so if it is true, then it will go inside the true area. So inside the true area, see another loop has been given. If A greater than equals to C, then what, print A is the largest or print C is the largest. That means this is the thing what we can find. This is the part that we can find it here, that we are going to implement this particular structure, and we are going to make this particular structure, isn't it? So as we find this, then next phase what you can see here, that in the else case you see B is greater than equals to C. If B is greater than equals to C, then what will happen, print B equals to, B is the largest number, else what we find it that C is the largest number. That means in the false area also there are some loop has been used. So previously we have seen on the false area only one statement is there, and else nothing is there, but here you can find it that in the false area there is also the loop is there, and based on this loop what we can find, we can work on the structure. So let us run the program and see the output. Now see in this particular area what it has asked, the first value, let us enter the first value, suppose 5, then suppose the second value is 6, and suppose third value is 10. So when it has been given, see all the cases in all the area, it will going to find out that which is the largest one. Okay, so largest value it will going to find out, and finding out the largest value, the thing will going to be implemented. Okay, we can make the thing to be implemented, and implementing that particular thing, what we can find it, those the things are been implemented here. So you can see here those the three programs are there. In this particular three program what we can see here, that they are been worked and they are been implemented in this way. Okay, so as they are been implemented in this way and they are been worked in this way, in this particular structures, there are the different type of implementations of the loop has been shown to you in the different programs. So in those different program what you can find it, that how we can construct the loop, how we can make the if else loop, nested if else loop in the true condition as well as in the false condition also, and making this particular thing we can make the structures, we can work with the particular structures, and as we are working with the structures, we have this particular conditional phases, and we have make that particular phases to be worked with. Okay, so as we find these phases to be worked with, that means we must have the implementation in such way, and as we have the implementation in such way, those the implementation can be worked in a logic that you have given in your program. Okay, so thank you for today's. I am ending my today's program here. To thank you all.